Hello everybody. Today I want to do a review of this new lens I got in today. It's a lens you don't really see too often anymore. It's an older lens. It's a Canon 22 millimeter to 55, and it is at a 4 to, it's a split 4 to 5.6 f-stops. So the one thing I got is pretty cheap. Got this for $20 because the automatic focus doesn't work, but I'm shooting super wide. So as soon as I got the lens out, I went out and took out some photos of the streets, of buildings and whatnot like that to kind of show what some of the possibilities are with this camera. And let me show you, well, first off, I'll just show you, we'll kind of dive into some of these photos right now. And as you can see, I'm mainly experimenting around with, the 22 millimeter because that's the whole reason why you get this thing. So you can see, I mean, these are shots you would not normally get. I mean, look at that there. I mean, look at how wide that is in comparison. Just going through and looking at some of the shots that I thought were winners. Went through and edited a little bit. Now I don't have the lens profile, so I'm kind of going blind. Now if you notice right here on this one here, it's a little bit of a lens flare. So I was shooting at about 4 o'clock range. So I don't know if there was a little bit of dirt on there or what, but look, that's kind of a cool looking shot that I wouldn't normally get. I was like basically stepping, my legs were like right there basically, so that's how close you can get to this. And this is at the 55 millimeter. This is showing it. Yeah, this is a what is this, 5.6, and you see how the background's all blown out. So that's kind of cool. I must have had my thumb, or when I was focusing on that, and it's a little soft too. Here's some fire hydrant shots just because, why not? And that's at 22 millimeters. I zoom in to 55, which is, of course, on a full frame camera, that's a good lens. That's a good place there for taking portraits and whatnot like that. And I like this. One of my aesthetics, I do this little profile thing with basically a vignette, but if I have it without it, you can kind of see how it looks. So here on the main street there, kind of interesting. I think some of these shots actually look really cool. Like you wouldn't get that shot, and this is at a 55 millimeter actually, at a 5.6. So not bad. That's actually a good looking photo there. Showing an empty parking lot there, because I am filming this during the coronavirus, and it's showing some construction going on there from a distance there. So to show you how close I am, so here's a photo of myself. So let me show you how close it actually is to the fire hydrant to give you a little bit of a point of view. So I'll take this with my camera. And actually I even got a little closer than that to get that framing. So normally this camera's back another couple feet going this direction. So that's how close that was to be able to get to that, get these photos here. So let's look at a couple more of those photos just for fun. So, there's definitely a little distortion going on. I'll get to the ones that look better. You definitely see some distortion going on. But it's kind of a cool looking photo, it's kind of cool looking. That one there I can fix a little bit, like And kind of use that little preset there. Kind of find it out. If you want a little bit more contrast or less contrast, make it a little harsher. Maybe right there looks all right. And that's actually not horrible. So, kind of interesting. There's a lot of wind going on there. So once again, put that little there. Kind of help out a little bit. Actually, yeah, I like that. That's all right. Let's save that photo also. So that's kind of a cool looking photo that you wouldn't normally get. But this is a 22 millimeters at 5.6. So it's this, because I have to use manual focus. So one reason why I use the fire hydrant, because it doesn't move. I know that's in focus. But if you look up here, since it's at a 5.6, it's relatively in focus, So it's kind of a cool, zany look. And I guess if I wanted to kind of play around with some of the, some of the creative things going on, that's kind of, so you can kind of play around with it a little bit. Come up with something that's kind of cool looking. Contrast is kind of cool. So anyways, you can kind of play around with it and see what you get. But yeah, that's and I'm basically like a foot back, but that looks a lot further. And check this photo out here. I'm only like 2 feet away from the fire hydrant, but you can see how compressed with the this 22 millimeter lens, it basically makes everything a lot shorter and whatnot like that. So if you ever wondered how they could shoot films like the Lord of the Rings with CGI and things like that, this is what they're doing, some tricks with the lenses to make these things happen. And again, I'm about a foot away there, so it's amazing what a foot or two would make difference wise. I mean, look at that shadow there compared to that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I wish the tie. Let's see what we can do with that one. Might can do something. I like my little preset that I have here. That's pretty good. All right. Anyways, I'm just doing a quick pass. Now, this shows you, I put the guitar, you can't see it because I'm blocking it, but this particular one here, you can sort of see a little bit of it. But look at that. This is a full-size guitar, and just because it's further back, how, compressed that look is and whatnot. But yeah, actually, that's not a horrible one. You can see the lens, the camera, with the shadows there, but let's see if we can do something with that. The sun's making me squint pretty hard. Now I'm a little soft there because I'm getting focus on the guitar, even at a 5.6. Yeah. This is at 22 millimeters. It's a little soft. I mean, this is not something I would want to print up, but it's kind of cool to look at just for fun. And this is at 55 millimeters because again, that's a little soft there because I'm using the wall here to focus on, as you can see. And I'm kind of judging a little bit, knowing that 5.6 will get me in the ballpark of it. I think that one there was, it's still a little bit off and whatnot. So yeah, that's this lens right here, and you can look at the lens there. You can see it's a little, not flat like a normal lens is because it's getting in more, and that's one reason why, Now, one other reason why this lens was $20 is that it gives me this error code. But if I just press the button, bleep, it's ready to work. So it does allow me to change the aperture, which I can't control because this is not a manual lens. on here. So as long as I can do that, and I can have this set for manual, you know, I'm kind of golden for the type of shots that I would use this for, filmmaking wise or photography wise. It's harder for when I'm in the shot because I want to be a little bit soft focused depending on where it's at. But I can, you know, get someone in focus relatively quick, and it feels, you know, it's decently. It's not. It's kind of like a little bit of a step up from a kit lens. These ultrasonic lenses were, you know, not bad. The ultrasonic 1.4 50 millimeter lens that I use a lot. It's ultrasonic, and there's what I have a 20. I forgot what it is. 28 to, I can't remember what it was. There's another ultrasonic that I use. The 1.4 50 millimeter lens is the one I use the most on this full frame here. But this, I really got this for that 22 millimeter. So, you know, when I need a shot like that from that distance, I got it ready to go, and I can use it in a useful range for portraits and whatnot with 55. You know, get up there to 30, 35, 50. And, you know, once again, it does that little, but I press the button, and basically I can still work. And you can kind of hear that little sound there, so. You hear that little sound, and I hit that little button, and I'm ready to go. It does pretty well. Every once in a while I did have to turn the camera off, and it says to clean the lens. You know, I'll show you what it says even more. Says clean the lens contacts. I can see that someone cleaned the heck out of them, and I did again just to see if that might work. It doesn't. Don't know how long this lens will work, but for $20, that's actually, you know, relatively cheap for what I'm going to use it for. I wouldn't use this for anything that's mission critical, but you know, sometimes things are just kind of interesting. So yeah, it's a cool little lens here. And you can get them for under $50 that probably actually work. I saw one that was kind of my price point on eBay, but it said it might have some fungus in there. And whenever there's any type of haze in there or fungus, I just like, because that's going to hurt the image. I'd rather deal. I can focus manually if I need to, and so yeah. So that's my review for this little lens right here. Here, that little, it's trying to get focus. If I put it on automatic focus, you know, it tries to get it. But then I can't, you know, focus on it. So, and the lights still work. You know, it tells me something. It kind of helps me out a little bit when I do that to let me know that, hey, that I'm actually in focus. Something's in focus in there. So that's kind of good, you know. So, anyways, I give it a thumbs up for a $20 bill, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun shooting some photos with this 22 millimeter. And I can go to 55 millimeter, 35, 28, and some of the more standard rhythm. But that 22, you know, we get those those super wide shots. And sometimes when I shoot films, I got no room at all. And here I could put this 5D on a tripod, hit record, and do whatever we need to do, get focus, and just go from there. Or if I want a nice establishing shot of a big area and whatnot, this lens should be able to do it. So. And this lens actually predates the digital cameras, if I remember right. This actually is kind of more like the full frame that you would shoot with a 35 millimeter. So, yeah, cool lens, and I like the way that looks. It's pretty cool, isn't it? As always, rock and roll, of course, it does compute. If you like this type of amazing content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because that would totally compute. Yeah, computed.